Hi, hello, good evening, a blissful good evening to all my dear students, friends, my well-wishers and my beloved subscribers. So in the previous classes, we discussed the topic tense and the topic tense has been completed. So all the tenses, types of tenses, uses of tense, all the topics completed successfully, right? So 12 tenses actually we completed in the previous classes. Today I want to deal with a topic which is most useful, okay, which is the most useful topic in writing as well as in speaking. That is, the topic is none other than voice, right? Voice we'll discuss today. So what a voice is, and what is active voice is, and what is passive voice, and how we construct active voice, and how we construct passive voice, okay, and the ways of changing from one voice to other voice. We'll discuss all the topics today, okay, all the things today clearly, right? So voice is of two types, right? Voice, the topic is voice is of two types, okay. Voice is of two types. So one is active voice and passive voice. Active voice and passive voice. So what active voice and what passive voice is, and what's active voice importance and what passive voice importance, we'll discuss, right? So what active voice is, we'll see, and what passive voice is, okay. సో వాక్యాలు రెండు రకాలుగా మనము రాయవచ్చును. ఒకటి కర్తరీ వాక్యము అని, కర్మరీ వాక్యము అని, ఓకే. కర్తరీ వాక్య, कर्मरी वाक्य इन हिंदी. कर्तरी वाक्य, कर्मरी वाक्य. क्या कर्तरी वाक्य क्या है और कर्मरी वाक्य क्या है, ओके, आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे, राइट. సో ఏంటి కర్తరీ వాక్యం ఏంటి, కర్మరీ వాక్యం ఏంటి, అదే యాక్టివ్ వాయిస్ ఏంటి, ప్యాసివ్ వాయిస్ ఏంటి, రైట్. సో యాక్టివ్ వాయిస్, what active voice is, first I'll convince you in English, later I'll okay, for the okay, for those who don't know Telugu, I'll convince them in Hindi as well, okay. So no need to worry about that. So active voice kartari vakyamu, that is kartari vakya. Passive voice karmari vakyamu, that is karmari vakya, right. So what an active voice is, we'll discuss, okay. With examples I'll convince you, right. So don't worry about that. With examples I'll convince you, and I'll make you to understand easily what active voice is and what passive voice is, right. So active voice. So I'll write an example first, okay. Active voice. I write an exam. You see here, I write an exam. So first thing we need to know is the basic elements of a sentence, right. So what are the basic elements? You see, subject, verb, object are the basic elements of a sentence. Subject, verb and object are the basic elements of a sentence, okay. What subject is? Subject is, you know, subject is the doer of the action, and verb is action done by this subject, okay. This is verb and this is subject. So this is the action done by whom here? Done by the subject, that is right. And here, okay, an exam is an object, that is sufferer or receiver of the action. Sufferer or receiver of the action is object. You see, karta, karma, kriya, okay. So karta pani chesevadu, okay, kriya, karta chesina pani kriya. So object, karma, karta chesina pani ఫలితాన్ని అనుభవించేవాడు, right. Subject is the doer of the action, and verb is action done by the subject, and object is the sufferer or receiver of the action done by the subject, that is object, okay. So these are the basic elements of a sentence. And here, so here I'll convince you what active voice is, okay. You see here in this sentence, who is the doer of the action here? Subject is the doer of the action, and this verb is called active verb. This verb is called active verb. In a sentence where the verb is in active form, that kind of sentence is said to be in the active voice in this way. And in a sentence where subject is given more preference than object, in a sentence where subject is given more preference than object, that kind of sentence is said to be in the active voice. Here subject is the doer of the action, and here subject is given more preference than object. And here in a sentence where the verb is in active form, that is active voice. So we can define the term active voice in many ways, right? One is subject oriented sentence is said to be in the active voice, one thing. Okay, in a sentence where the verb is in active form, such kind of sentence is said to be in the active voice. And in a sentence where subject is given more preference than object, such kind of sentence is said to be in the active voice. ఏ వాక్యంలోనైతే కర్త పని చేస్తాడో ఆ వాక్యాన్ని కర్తరి వాక్యము అంటారు. ఎక్కడైతే కర్త పని చేస్తూ ఉంటాడో ఆ వాక్యాన్ని కర్తరి వాక్యం అంటారు. అది ఏ వాక్యంలోనైతే క్రియ యాక్టివ్ ఫామ్ లో ఉంటుందో, యాక్టివ్ ఫామ్ లో క్రియ సకర్మక క్రియ అయి ఉండదు, ఏ వాక్యంలోనైతే క్రియ సకర్మక క్రియ అయి ఉంటుందో ఆ వాక్యాన్ని కర్తరి వాక్యము అంటారు. సో ఐ లెట్ యూ నో వాట్ సకర్మక క్రియ అండ్ వాట్ అకర్మక క్రియ, వాట్ ట్రాన్సిటివ్ వర్బ్ ఇస్, what intransitive verb is. We'll discuss all these things, right? So first thing we need to know what an active voice is. Active voice is subject oriented. Okay, simply we can keep in mind, okay, what active voice is. Active voice is subject oriented sentence is said to be in the active voice. Subject oriented sentence is said to be in the active voice. Okay. Next, this is active voice. And passive voice, you see what passive voice is. Passive voice, you see, change this sentence into passive voice. Here an exam, okay. So here an exam, what subject, okay, this object becomes subject over here, okay, an exam, and this write becomes is written, right, is written. So here is written is a passive verb. So what is written is passive verb. An exam is written by, and this I changes as me, and exam is written by me. Okay, so you see here I write an exam is in active voice. Why? The subject is the doer of the action, and the verb is in active form. Such kind of sentence is said to be the active voice. Okay, so ఇక్కడ కర్త పని చేస్తున్నాడు, కర్త పని చేస్తున్నటువంటి వాక్యాన్ని కర్తరి వాక్యం అంటారు. అదే ఇక్కడ చూడండి నెక్స్ట్ రెండవ వాక్యంలో కర్త ఇక్కడ యాక్టివ్ వాయిస్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి కర్మ కర్తగా మారి ఏం చేస్తారు చూడండి, ఇక్కడ an object, an exam is written by me. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇక్కడ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అయింది, ఇక్కడ ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఇక్కడ సబ్జెక్ట్ అయింది. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ వాట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ మోర్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ హియర్, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ మోర్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్, రైట్. an exam, here this object comes in the place of subject, so this is object oriented sentence is said to be in the passive voice. As here subject oriented is active voice and object oriented is passive voice. Okay, object oriented in the sense object is given more preference than subject, and in a sentence where the verb is in passive form, write is active verb and is written is passive verb. In a sentence where the verb is in passive form, such kind of sentence is said to be the passive voice. Okay, subject oriented is active voice and object oriented is passive voice. Okay, so this is all about so what active voice is and what passive voice is, right. Voice is of two types, one is active voice and one is passive voice. What active voice is? Active voice is subject oriented and passive voice is object oriented. Simply we can say, right, ఎక్కడైతే కర్త పని చేస్తాడో ఆ వాక్యాన్ని కర్తరి వాక్యం అంటాడు, ఎక్కడైతే కర్త కర్మగా మారి పని ఫలితాన్ని అనుభవిస్తాడో ఆ వాక్యాన్ని కర్మరి వాక్యము అంటారు. కర్తరి వాక్యంలో కర్తకు ప్రాముఖ్యత గల వాక్యము, కర్మరి వాక్యంలో కర్మకు ప్రాముఖ్యత గల వాక్యము. కర్తరి వాక్యమే कर्ता काम करता है. ओके, जहां पर कर्ता जो काम करता है वह कर्तरी वाक्य कहलाता है. जहां कर्म को कर्ता से ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस दिया जाता है, जहां कर्म को प्रेफरेंस दिया जाता है, वह सेंटेंस कर्मणी वाक्य कहलाता है, right? So this is all about active voice and passive voice. Okay, so we'll see what active voice is and what passive voice is, and the rules in upcoming videos. I'll discuss all these things at length, right? So but never forget to subscribe my channel, like my channel, and share my channel. Like, I'll be with you and with all the grammar topics. Okay, I'll clarify all the grammar topics without any confusion. Instant duty of yours is to subscribe my channel. Okay, without delay, subscribe. Your one subscription helps me a lot, right? So I'm not forcing anyone, right? But if you subscribe my channel, it will be great help for me, right? So thank you.